Representatives from his party. Let us watch the video.
E chiamo con me sul palco il leader del partito.
So I call André Ventura, the leader of the Portuguese CHEGA party, to join me on stage.
I'd like to start this intervention. Thanks very deeply to the ID family, our president and all our leader friends, and Matteo Salvini in particular, because they were great support on our general elections. We had nearly 20% of the votes in the general election. Thank you. And we are now in the pole position to winning the European elections, and we will fight very hard for that in Portugal. We will fight for you, we will fight for ID, we will fight for all the Italians in these new European elections. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you. I believe winds of change, it's a very accurate expression for what we are doing today. Why? Because things are changing in Europe. And if things are changing in Europe, it's in big part because of us, because of ID Party. We are facing challenges that we never had before. Our values of family, security, homeland, nation, Christian values, they are all now at risk at this European election. Before I came from Lisbon to Rome, and when I arrived in Rome, the journalists asked me, should we support Giorgia Meloni to the European Parliament? But why should we support Giorgia Meloni? If we should and we can support the only candidate, the only man, the only politician who defends all the nations in Europe, and that man is Matteo Salvini, why shouldn't we support him as the greatest European candidate we have? In these European elections, we have a great fight between evil and the good values. And it's really true, because in all our countries now, we are facing a very strong waves of immigration, attacks on our civilization, and attacks on our values. But if no one defends us, we should stand for our values once at a time. We should, and it's our duty to stand for our values. I would like to say here, like I said in Lisbon, in Madrid, in Paris, in Rome, in Germany, in Austria, the most simple thing about identity and democracy. Europe is a Christian continent and should remain as a Christian continent around the world. It's a Christian continent. We have to save Europe from the Brussels bureaucracy and the Brussels centralism. Our American friend, which were just here right now, he said the right thing. Democracy, it's not only about voting. It's about say what we want, when we want, and when we believe it. Nowadays, freedom is at risk in Europe. They want to control our social media. They want to control the traditional media that they are already controlling. and they want to control our freedom of speech. So the great battle we have to don't forget nowadays, it's the battle for the freedom of expression. We are the guardians of the freedom of expression all around Europe. In Italy and all around Europe, we are the guardians of the freedom of expression. I know this is not politically correct. Europe cannot still live with this massive immigration on our continent. It's impossible. If we are opening our borders every time, we will end up not having borders all around the continent. Of course, we have to support those who run from the war, from terrorism around the world. We are the most humanist continent in the world. But what happened yesterday in Moscow should remind us that we should allow to come to this continent all those who come for good. Those who come to work and to accept our values. And we should say to those who want to destroy our values and our continent, we will not allow them to remain in Europe, and we will send them back to their countries. We will send them back to their countries because they didn't come for well. They didn't come to work. They didn't come to accept our Christian values, to respect our women, to respect our children. They are coming to destroy inside our civilization and our European project. So when they say we are radicals and we are extremists, we should remind them that the only European party right now that defends our European values, our security, and the values of our parents, the only party is the ID party. All the others are globalist parties who are destroying European Union. We have to fight the gender ideology. We have to fight it in our universities, in our schools. We have to protect our children. They don't understand this. But you know why they don't understand this? Because they want to make us weak. They want to make European culture weak, destroyed. All this transgender, all this LGBT ideology has only one purpose: destroy our great European values. They say we are against European Union. They say we are against European Union, but they are wrong. We are the only ones who defend the real Europe, the real European values of our country, of our countries together. We are the only ones. I would like to call the attention of all the people in Europe to this new culture of censorship. The new cancel culture that we have in Europe nowadays. They are trying to control Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and everything. First, they controlled the traditional media. It was the first thing they did. Then they controlled the universities. Then they controlled the political institutions. And now they want to control the only vehicle of freedom of expression that we have in our countries. In the next European elections, we have to, with all our strength, we have to stand for freedom of expression. We have to defend this social media, and we have to defend our freedom of speech. We need freedom, and we have to fight for that freedom in Europe. My friends, we are in a very, very difficult international moment. We have a war in the Eastern Europe. We have war in the Middle East. We have weak governments in Germany. We have weak governments in Spain. We have weak governments all around Europe. And we need to fight the good fight. That fight is defend our values and our interests above all. We cannot still be the continent and the countries who are already ready to paying for the immigrants, for the refugees, for all the other countries, and we don't have money for ourselves, for our kids, for our grandfathers, for our workers, for our pensionists. In the several next months, we have the chance to change the world. And how can we change the world? Winning the elections. Winning the elections. Because people are tired of corruption. People are tired of massive and illegal immigration. People are tired of destroying the institutions and the main values of our continent. My friend, if Donald Trump wins the next elections, and if we win the next European elections, they will not defeat us. We will defeat them. We will win the European elections, and we will change the world. We will change the world. God bless the European Union. God bless the United States of America, and God bless the Christian values of our fathers. Thank you.